Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the 2025 Spirit of New Hampshire Awards. We're thrilled to be back at the beautiful Capitol Center for the Arts here in downtown Concord. My name is Gretchen Stallings, and I'm the Executive Director of Volunteer New Hampshire. Joining me tonight are our board chairs, Allie Snell and Guy Eaton, along with our vice chair, Mark Boyd. Before we dive into our celebrations, I want to thank both of those who are here with us those of you who are here with us in person, and those watching live on YouTube. And a special thank you to ConcordTV for live streaming us tonight. This allows us to share our wonderful event with viewers near and far. Tonight we celebrate the power of community service. Whether you're a lifelong volunteer or just beginning your journey, we hope you leave tonight inspired and uplifted by the impact of volunteerism in New Hampshire. To kick off tonight's event, I'd like to invite Katie Hickman to sing our nation's anthem. If you're able to do so, please rise for the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Wow. In my script it says, Katie, that was wonderful, but I have to say, thank you so much, Katie. That was absolutely beautiful. Volunteer New Hampshire's mission is to engage communities to solve local challenges through volunteerism. And I hope that resonates with everyone here tonight. Whether you're a long-term partner or just getting to know us, bringing that mission to life is what we focus on. And we do that by connecting volunteers, supporting nonprofits, and strengthening the fabric of our communities. We fulfill our mission in several ways. We steward federal funds, support AmeriCorps programs and nonprofits tackling pressing challenges across New Hampshire. And through our online volunteer resource center and the annual Governor's Conference on Volunteerism, we train and empower nonprofits and volunteers to enhance their impact. We promote meaningful volunteer opportunities statewide via Get Connected and Serve, Learn, Earn, featuring AmeriCorps service roles. And finally, we take pride in celebrating community champions and incredible volunteers through events like tonight's gathering. I'm now going to hand it over to Allie Snell, co-chair of the Volunteer New Hampshire Board of Directors, to give an overview of what the evening will look like.
Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you, Gretchen. So over the next 2 hours, we'll be highlighting award recipients across 5 categories and celebrating volunteer accomplishments across a wide range of focus areas. Award recipients will be called onto the stage one by one, so all of you will have a chance for your photo op. And within each category, the Spirit of New Hampshire Awards Review Committee has chosen an outstanding award winner based on the scope and impact of the recipient's volunteer services. We will be premiering highlight videos for each of these outstanding winners at the end of each award category. And after that, we'll be announcing our People's Choice Award winner. Everyone here tonight will have the opportunity to vote for your favorite awardee to receive this honor. So if you haven't done this yet, please look at the screen above, visit live.voxvote.com, and enter this PIN number you see on screen. You can also scan the QR code instead and enter the PIN number as well. Scroll down to view the awardees alphabetically by their last name and select your choice before hitting the vote button. The voting will remain open until 7:30 p.m. and we'll announce the winner live tonight. Remember, each person can only vote once, so if you voted earlier today, you will not be able to vote again. After the People's Choice Award, we'll then award the top honor of the night, the Spirit of New Hampshire Award. The recipient of this award, in the opinion of the selection committee, most exemplifies the spirit of New Hampshire volunteerism. This award is always a surprise. It might even be you, so stay tuned to find out. And of course, this event would not be possible without the generous support from the greater community and our sponsors, all of whom contributed to the success of our event, especially Eversource and Santander Bank. We'd also like to express our gratitude to ConcordTV for generously providing their live streaming services free of charge for this special event. ConcordTV is a nonprofit organization that produces and cablecasts public interest, cultural education, and government programs on channels 6, 17, and 22. The program is currently streaming right now to YouTube for our viewers online and will be made available to watch after the evening's events are over. We would also like to recognize that in addition to our generous support, we cannot do the critical work without people like you. Help us keep this event free of cost and continue our mission to support individuals, nonprofits, and community agencies throughout New Hampshire. You can give right on our website at volunteernewhampshire.org/donate, or you can scan the QR code above. We also hope you'll continue to give your time, your talents, and your treasures to your communities in any way that you can. It is now my pleasure to turn over our amazing MCs of the evening, Aaron Falo and Sean McDonald from WNUR. Aaron and Sean are the News 9 Daybreak anchors and the hosts of the beloved New Hampshire Chronicle TV show. We are so honored and excited to have them back presenting at the Spirit of New Hampshire Awards. Welcome, Aaron and Sean.
And we are honored to be here again this year to celebrate so many people in this room that do so much to give back to their community. Tonight we're going to be honoring over 100 individuals and groups, and that is just phenomenal. This is such an awesome, awesome night, so we're happy to be here. And let's get things started. First, we do want to let you know that when you come up, you're going to be getting a certificate and then walking across the stage and getting a photo. And we do want to ask that for the sake of time, hold your applause, though we know you're not going to be able to do that, until the end. We're going to start off with the senior category. The senior category recognizes individual volunteers who are over the age of 65. And we begin with Bob Alamsha. Even though he passed away recently, Bob was a valued volunteer with home health and hospice care for 7 years. He was the anchor for the We Honor Veterans program, which celebrates those who have served at the end of their lives. A Vietnam Army veteran himself, Bob embodies all the values and spirit of the program, honoring his fellows with dignity and honor. And tonight, fellow volunteer Sandy Dugan is accepting the award on his behalf.
Next up, we have Steve Allenby. Not only the driving force, Steve is also one of the original founding members of Kearsarge Neighborhood Partners, an initiative that connects individuals with the help and resources they need. He takes part in all the organization's volunteer activities while providing encouragement and support to his community and the overall organization. Steve Allenby. Next up tonight is Rich Alpers. Rich volunteers several times a week, starting in the spring through the fall, with the Mayhew Summer Camp program, which helps at-risk boys build skills and confidence. There is no project too big or too small for him, including restaining every building at the camp. I would imagine that's a lot of work. His initiative and his willingness to do anything to set him apart.
Next up, Carol L. Burney, a volunteer with the Aviation Museum of New Hampshire for the past 4 years. Carol has been particularly tremendous. She's been an asset to the Flights of Discovery summer camp. And because of her dedication to the youth that she works with, there is a high likelihood that Carol has already inspired and will continue to inspire the future pilots of America. Robert Boucher. Bob Boucher is a devoted and selfless volunteer whose presence at Catholic Medical Center has touched countless lives, patients, visitors, and staff alike. His ability to comfort others is a true gift. Bob embodies compassion, not for recognition or praise, but because helping others is at the core of who he is.
Next up tonight is Nelson Carter. Nelson is one of the Cover Home Repair and Store's most dedicated and hardworking volunteers, often spending long 7-hour days moving donated furniture to their store. His commitment is not only admirable, but also essential. Nelson's impact extends far beyond lifting furniture. He's lifting lives as well. Nelson Carter. And next up is Elda Cordero Goodman. Born with a heart for service, Elda has been a part of the Bedford Lions Club for more than 20 years now. In that time, she has overseen the recycling program, helped with the Vision eyeglass collection, and has been a key helper with the Bedford Community Food Pantry. Elda is a dynamo and an Energizer bunny with seemingly endless enthusiasm for serving others.
Next up, Tim Crowley. Every week, Tim gives up a good portion of his day to provide rides to dialysis patients through his work with the Community Volunteer Transportation Company. Regardless of rain or snow, Tim is there to share his time with neighbors in need, and he always does it with a smile on his face. Next up, Virginia Dearborn. Virginia regularly volunteers at the Community Action Program of Belknap, Merrimack counties to deliver meals to those experiencing food insecurity. With her kind and soft-spoken nature, she helps to ensure the recipients receive health checks and a personal visit to make them feel valued and loved.
All right, moving right along. Teresa Gladstone. Teresa is known as Mama T for a reason. She treats everyone she meets like family. With a heart full of compassion, she recently created A Place for Everyone, a nonprofit that aims to give people a safe roof over their heads, dignity, community, and a path forward. The Concord community is better, brighter, and more hopeful because of Teresa Gladstone. Next up tonight is Richard Gulagowski. As a dedicated steady Eddie with Southeast New Hampshire Habitat for Humanity, Richard exemplifies the spirit of selfless service and community engagement. Over the past 2 years, Richard has consistently volunteered more than 20 hours per week on a construction of a single-family home in Farmington and a duplex in Rochester. Richard Gulagowski.
Christine Haswell. Christine has been a Girl Scout for over 70 years. As well as a troop leader, a troop product sales coordinator, and a trainer of other volunteers and a wide range of skills. With a level of commitment to be proud of, she stands out as a dedicated Girl Scout volunteer who's given a lifetime to mentor girls and make the world a better place. Janice Hill, a foster grandparent with the Friends program. Janice has been volunteering for a little over 2 years. She supports Laconia Middle School's new home economics program, where she preps cooking labs and helps answer students' questions while they're cooking. Through her knowledge and support, she's been a great role model for students and a priceless asset to the school.
All right, next we have Fred Huber. Fred is a Brookhaven hospice volunteer who spends several hours a week with hospice patients. His compassion and respect for those he visits is very clear. As an Air Force veteran, Fred easily develops connections with a hospice or veteran hospice patient and often garners endearing comments from family members and staff. Fred Huber. Next is Robert Iwicki. Bob has been a CASA volunteer for 6 years, where he has been a tireless advocate for the children and families he serves. Time and time again, he's willing to go above and beyond to ensure the children he supports get the help they need, even if it means putting in extra hours. Bob epitomizes the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Michael Joy. Mike is one of the Community Volunteer Transportation Company's longest-serving drivers, helping individuals in the Monadnock region to get to critical appointments. He treats all of his riders as if they're family, and he brings joy to the lives of those who are dealing with health issues. Mike never says no and is always there to help. Our next honoree, Vicki LaForêt. For more than a decade, Vicki has been volunteering in the AARP Tax Aid Program, helping to provide free tax preparation for individuals and families. She spends over 40 hours a month recruiting and training the volunteers to work on tax returns. Her work on tax aid committees has even led to changes at the national level.
Next up is Margie Longus. Margie was volunteering in the Barrington community for up to 2 weeks before passing away after a brief battle with cancer. While she served with many nonprofits throughout her lifetime, especially important to her was her involvement with Ready Rides, where she served as a driver and a board member. Her love of community was evident in everything she did, and she will be greatly missed by all who knew her. Accepting the award in her honor is her husband, Mark. Next up tonight is Virginia Leiter. As a volunteer at Home Health and Hospice, Virginia plays her harp for her patients nearing the end of life, offering them comfort and relaxation. Besides the time she spends using her music skills for patients, she helps other volunteers during training sessions as well, so they understand what therapeutic music can mean to those who need it most.
Donna Mayet Dornhofer. Donna contributes her positive energy and empathy to the residents in hospice care at the Merrimack County Nursing Home through her service with Bayetta Hospice, bringing compassion and even joy to each person she visits. Donna shares her time as an active listener and seamlessly responds to each person's wishes during that very important time. Our next honoree is Mary Beth McGagan. Mary Beth, a lifelong resident of Concord, has used her networking skills to unite businesses, engage the community, and inspire generosity. Creating the signature Mr. Concord event, she raised thousands of dollars annually to support the survivors of domestic violence that are served by the Thrive Survivor Support Center. Additionally, Mary Beth has also been a longtime member of the General Foundation and Federation of Women's Clubs of New Hampshire.
I think Adam Sexton was in that, wasn't he, too? Very nice event. Next up is Diane Miner. Diane is a valuable contributor to the goals of the Granite State ambassadors. You've probably seen them out there, right? In welcoming and assisting visitors to the State House, Manchester, Boston Regional Airport, and other popular public events. She helps strengthen the New Hampshire tourism economy. Moreover, she helps the Granite State ambassadors by helping and encouraging new volunteers. Next is Fran Noel. Fran's role with the community care of Lyme is one of utmost flexibility. He has the ability to withstand all weather conditions and jump in wherever volunteers are needed at events. Even the more overlooked jobs, like a parking lot attendant, right? Sometimes a thankless task. No matter what he's asked to do, he shows up with a smile, a good story, and great cheer.
Next up, Colleen O'Neill. Colleen volunteers at the Cover Home Repair and Store. She plays a key role in welcoming the public, engaging visitors with enthusiasm, and serving as an ambassador for their mission. Whether she's educating customers about Cover's work or encouraging others to join as volunteers, Colleen consistently spreads awareness of how they foster hope and build community. Frances Oskadale, with Fran's dedication, strength of commitment, and physical strength, he not only moves furniture donated to Cover Home Repair, but he also moves the message that Cover Home Repair embodies. He delivers a message of hope, security, and renewed comfort to recipients of the donated items.
Next up tonight is Carol Richards. For 20 years, Carol's work with Elliott VNA has shown her ability to be an advocate. When she was asked to start making phone calls to bereaved families, she jumped in and offered unwavering warmth and compassion to all. Carol is the supportive person every loved one can appreciate during the grief experience. Now welcome Danielle Scott. Danielle's eye for creative displays and accurate record keeping helped the gift shop at the St. Joseph Hospital in Nashua be a hub for the hospital's patients, families, staff, and visitors as well. Her seasonal displays, along with the array of merchandise she stocks in the gift shop, draw comments and smiles from all who participate in the shop, with frequent compliments like, "It's an uplifting retail experience."
Ellen Snyder, the pinnacle of volunteerism for the conservation community. Ellen has served numerous terms on Newmarket's Conservation Commission. She can pivot from financial record keeping and writing successful grant proposals to being an enthusiastic leader of a group hike or a volunteer workday. Ellen's a person whose warmth and avid interest in the natural world permeate all of her actions. Eric R. Swenson. Eric's work with Christ the King Food Pantry, along with his volunteer role leading the hospitality and men's ministries through his Concord-based church, sets him apart. From filling boxes for the food pantry to helping train his fellow volunteers, Eric also documents the food deliveries and maintains inventory information to ensure a safe delivery system.
All right, next up is Ron Trexler. As an advanced master gardener through the UNH Cooperative Extension, Ron is instrumental in the Master Gardener Alumni Association, including volunteer recruitment, training, and even strategic planning. His thoughtfulness and passion for the past 7 years ensured the success of the program. Next, we have William S. Turner. Bill has been volunteering with Cover Home Repair for over a year and a half now. He has been a key factor in completing ramp and stair builds, window and door replacements, weatherization, and subfloor repair. He always has a fun sense of humor, a positive attitude, and willingness to go above and beyond.
Vivian Walsh. Vivian has been a foster grandparent with the AmeriCorps Seniors Program for 12 years. Currently, she volunteers 20 hours a week at McDonough Elementary School, assisting in a second grade classroom. Vivian is kind, gentle, and flexible, and her ability to build strong relationships with children has a huge impact on her school community. And finally, our outstanding winner in the senior category is Catherine H. Bigelow. Through her commitment and creativity, Kitty Bigelow has made the history of the Sugar Hill Historical Museum accessible to those who visit each year. Her management of the museum's collection, coupled with her ability to use it to illustrate stories, helps to bring the village's past to life. Always present when the museum is open, Kitty personally shares her deep knowledge of the town's history, and generously and graciously as she does her skills. Because of her dedication, this museum in a village with less than 700 people set a high standard for rural institutions representing New Hampshire's history. So let's hear more about Catherine's great service.
I think the Sugar Hill Museum, as it has grown under Kitty's curatorial leadership, is really a very remarkable history museum for a small village.
She is absolutely incredible. She knows everything from A to Z. She also has a very deep knowledge of the area, the town, the people, the history. She is a born archivist. It's unbelievable, and it's all beautifully cataloged, recorded, digitized, database, everything you could possibly think of. We're just very, very lucky to have Kitty in charge of the history of Sugar Hill, basically.
This is a small town, and I want to keep the museum representing of this special place. This is a year-round project, and I work so-called behind the scenes just about all year. And I say when the museum is open, I can relax. There's always something to do. We change our main exhibit every year. And for the past couple of years, we're getting a lot of people coming in saying, we're come to see what you're doing this year. Or I want to see the wedding dresses again. And I'll say, oh, we had that 4 or 5 years ago. It's evidently made an impact on a lot of our visitors, which is the whole idea.
And the fact that Kitty's work has enabled this little village of Sugar Hill to have, 4 or 5 buildings, changing an annual special exhibit, and all the material that is carefully cataloged and retrievable is really remarkable. It contributes to a sense of identity for the community, and I think it contributes to a sense of pride. Not everybody in the community is involved with the museum, but that doesn't matter. It's still there as a resource, and as something that not only brings in local residents, but also tourists and researchers.
Kitty Bigelow. I'd also like to see the wedding dresses afterwards if I could. At some point. You've intrigued me. Congratulations. Next up, we'll announce the recipients in our adult category, which recognizes volunteers ages 23 to 64. First up is Julie Akers. Julie began volunteering at the Animal Rescue League of New Hampshire in 2008, and over the years, she has become one of their most dedicated and valued volunteers by fostering kittens, caring for the shelter cats, volunteering at their camps, and training new volunteers. She has touched the lives of countless people and animals as well.
Eric Alvarado, volunteering at Granite VNA for a little over a year, Eric provides companionship to their long-term care facility patients and respite for their caregivers. Whether he's playing a board game, discussing current events, or recording their memories, he provides a supportive and comforting presence for his patients. Our next honoree, Chris Berry. Chris was first a participant in the New Hampshire Teen Institute's programs and then came back as a volunteer. A mentor to the youth and the staff, Chris makes sure to create a kind environment where everyone feels welcome.
Next up is Clifton J. Bill. Described as a big guy with a big heart, Clifton has volunteered with Cover Home Repair, a nonprofit that provides fix-it services for low-income families for almost 15 years now. Whether it's repairing a roof or building a ramp, he is always ready to jump in and get going. It's like looking in a mirror right here. Next up is Michelle Boydston. Michelle, though a newer volunteer, has jumped into serving in community care of Lyme's Welcome New Neighbors program. This initiative reaches out to new Lyme residents to greet them and provide them with any resources they might need. Through everything, Michelle is always positive and helpful.
Anne Brown. Anne is the board chair of Cornerstone VNA. She provides leadership, motivation, and vision to drive their mission forward, even inspiring her son to volunteer for the organization. In addition to her role, she also volunteers at the Rochester Chamber and serves on the board of the Holy Rosary Credit Union. Next up, Mary Brown. Mary is a cherished member of the Listen Food Pantry and Dining Hall in the Upper Valley, which provides meals for nearly 5,000 community members. While being very detail-oriented, she provides comfort and affirmations to the community who need it the most.
Next is Emily Calderwood. Emily was the driving force to restart the Mount Washington Valley STEM Expo, which provides a platform for students in grades 4 through 12 to explore, experiment, and present their scientific results. This year, over 130 projects were presented, and through her leadership, she's created a place where kids can be excited about science. All right, this lady's been on Chronicle before. Deborah Clough. Deb started out picking up trash around her community. When people started to join her, the effort snowballed into an initiative known as Don't Trash Dover. With a contagious enthusiasm and can-do attitude, Deb champions being a kind human and making the world a cleaner place 1 hour at a time. Deborah Clough.
Next up, Emmett Collins, known by some as Mayor Collins because he seems to know everyone around town. Emmett is a production volunteer with ConcordTV. Through his video editing, archiving, and operating with his unshakable positive attitude, he helps reach thousands of community households. And we're going to take a selfie. Mayor Collins, we need to get a picture. All right. Corinne George. Corinne's blood runs green as a volunteer with the Girl Scouts of the Green and White Mountains, where she fills many roles, including troop leader, mentor, organizer, and planner. Over her 14 years of service, her greatest achievement has been helping countless girls develop the life skills needed to become outstanding young women.
Next tonight is Jillian Granucci Anderson. Jillian is the board chair for Joppa Educational Farm, an organization that offers programming designed to instill a love of New Hampshire's cultural heritage in new generations. Great spot over there. There is no volunteer job she won't do, from feeding the animals and cleaning stalls to leading a fundraising campaign and raising over $100,000 in the process. Next is Kaylee Green. For more than a decade, Kaylee has been an inspiring force in the New Hampshire volunteer community, devoting her time, energy, and skills to a wide range of nonprofits, including the Greater Concord Chamber of Commerce. She leads with positivity and purpose, making every volunteer feel like a valued part of something meaningful.
Next up is Cheryl Guerin. Cheryl's first volunteer role with NAMI New Hampshire was with the Life Interrupted Speaker Program, where she shared the impact on her life of having a loved one with a mental health condition. Since then, she has taken on numerous additional volunteer roles. Each of those roles requires her to be willing to openly share some of the most difficult experiences of her life, which she does in a safe and hopeful manner. Next up is Rodney Jenkins, a consistent and devoted volunteer for the New Hampshire Food Bank, the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth-Hitchcock, the ALS Walk, and more. What sets Rodney apart is not just the number of hours he gives, but the variety of roles and organizations that he supports. He is a shining example of how young adults can make a lasting impact in their communities through service, compassion, and connection. Congratulations, Rodney.
Congrats, Rodney. Next is Deb Johnson. Deb is an ambassador at New England Donor Services, which coordinates organ and tissue donations. She visits the staff of the Manchester DMV office each month to encourage people to check yes to become an organ donor. Described as a bright light who is unwavering in her dedication to the cause of organ donation, Deb has a natural ability to make connections with those around her. Next is Rebecca Lemarise. Rebecca is the heart and soul behind the Concord Cares Facebook group, a community space where neighbors can ask for help, offer what they have, or just connect with one another. She is pouring herself into making this group a welcoming place for anyone reaching out feels heard, seen, and supported.
Katie Maggio. For the past 4 years, Katie has been an invaluable member of the Volunteer Committee for Leadership Seacoast, a nonprofit that fosters community engagement in the Seacoast region. With endless energy, she also volunteers with the University of New Hampshire's Parents Council, the Portsmouth Halloween Parade Committee, which is coming up, I'm guessing, also the Wentworth Senior Center, and a whole lot more. Donna Miller. Donna became a UNH Extension Master Gardener in 2010 and earned her Advanced Master Gardener status in Pollinator Gardening in 2021. Not only does she fill a valuable volunteer role, but Donna also mentors and recruits other volunteers. She contributes in whatever way she can to keep the program growing, moving forward, and remaining strong.
Next is Kay Monchamp. For over 8 years, Kay has volunteered at the Plus Company, a nonprofit with a mission to empower individuals with disabilities to maximize their independence. She assists clients who need a little extra help, inspiring them to learn more, do more, and be more as well. Next up is Mackenzie Murphy. Mackenzie is always looking for ways to give back to those in need. She volunteers with several nonprofits and town boards, educational committees, as well as with her local parish. She was even elected as the youngest member in history to serve on the Merrimack Town Council. Through everything she does, Mackenzie wants others to know that they are valued.
Kathleen Nichols. Kathy is a volunteer driver for Future in Sight, where she provides vital transportation and companionship to individuals who are living with severe vision impairments. Since 2024, Kathy has driven over 4,423 miles, representing 155 round-trip rides. To put this into perspective, Kathy has driven her New Hampshire neighbors the equivalent of a trip across the U.S. and halfway back. Next up, Jim Noyes. Jim has been one of the fabulous drivers for the Community Volunteer Transportation Company in the Monadnock region for 8 years. Whether it's giving a ride to the doctor, grocery store, or the bank, he has been there every week since he started. Their riders always breathe a sigh of relief when they hear Jim is going to be driving them that day.
I have a sneaking suspicion who this next guy is. Jesse Palmer. Jesse Palmer. Jesse is the founder of SCARE, Secondhand Costume Annual Redistribution Efforts, a nonprofit dedicated to ensuring that every child can participate in Halloween regardless of their financial circumstances. In addition to providing over 1,000 costumes to kids, last year Jesse and his wife hosted a free haunted house at their Nashua home, welcoming nearly 800 children. Have we confirmed that's really Jesse, though? Next up is Amelia Paraskos. For more than 16 years, Amelia has been a volunteer and ambassador for Make-A-Wish New Hampshire. As a Wish alumna herself, Amelia brings an authentic, deeply personal perspective that resonates with families, donors, and community members alike. She is proof that a wish is more than a moment, it's a spark that lasts a lifetime.
Fred Poison. Fred is one of the inaugural volunteer trainers for Connor's Climb Foundation, which provides youth suicide prevention education to trusted adults in schools, youth serving agencies, and also in the community. Their reach and capacity have both grown because of Fred's involvement. They quite literally could not do it without him. Ashley Pratt. Ashley joined the Animal Rescue League of New Hampshire last year, and she has a special soft spot for some of their more challenging dogs, often taking them on longer walks or even off-property adventures to give them the enrichment and the attention that they need. Dedicating almost all of her free time, Ashley spends nearly every single day off with her beloved animals.
Next up tonight is Karen Prive. Karen has been dedicated to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI mission for more than 13 years. She previously served on the board of directors and currently volunteers with many of their programs, sharing some of the hardest moments of her life to reduce the myths of what it's like to live with a mental illness. She is kind, generous, empathetic, smart, and gives the best hugs. Getting a hug herself. Next is Marlene Riley. Marlene has served with Upreach Therapeutic Equestrian Center for over 4 years and is willing to get her hands dirty, including mucking out stalls and making repairs. Her calm demeanor allows her to connect deeply with both clients and horses, making it a truly therapeutic experience.
Ashley Roberts. As a Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forest volunteer, Ashley works as a land steward in the Morse Preserve as a volunteer trail outreach participant at Mount Major. She's an excellent communicator and is always ready and willing to learn new things, which are both skills that help improve the hiking experience for everyone. Next up is Lynn Roden Buldea. Lynn embodies everything it means to be part of the Make-A-Wish New Hampshire family. From assisting at fundraising galas and charity golf tournaments to organizing holiday parties for wish families, coordinating toy drives, and ensuring that back-end systems are up to date and accurate, Lynn brings not only her skills, but her heart to everything that she does.
Next is Emily Rose. For over 8 years, Emily has volunteered with AARP Tax Aid New Hampshire, helping hundreds file their annual taxes, saving them thousands of dollars. I'm sure that's very helpful, right? As a local coordinator, she not only prepares taxes, but supports a team of tax preparers, ensuring that they have adequate supplies and even a proper venue to work in. Next is Jess Ross. Jess has helped the Family Resource Center in Gorham plan community baby showers for those who may not be able to cover the expenses of the shower for themselves. She is also active with Special Olympics, local food banks, and many other programs. Even more than volunteering herself, Jess is proud to volunteer with her children and instill a sense of service in them as well.
Elizabeth Sargent, serving as an essential volunteer for the Christ the King Food Pantry in Concord, Beth coordinates and schedules the 80 other volunteers to ensure that this pantry is adequately staffed each week. With her commitment, organized approach, and encouraging personality, Beth guarantees that everyone who comes to the food pantry experiences the joy that comes from serving others. Sophie Sargent. As an on-air radio personality, Sophie is able to share her personal experience with Lyme disease and advocate for several organizations like Project Lyme, the Global Lyme Alliance, and the Limelight Foundation. Through her work as the newly crowned Miss New Hampshire volunteer, she is also committed to inspiring the next generation of volunteers to make a difference.
Next up tonight is Thomas Sheehan. Thomas has jumped feet first into volunteering at the New Hampshire Farm Museum. His passion for this museum shines through as he masterfully portrays several historic Granite Staters from our rich agricultural past. He has also stepped into other areas, helping to renovate and upkeep the Farm Museum's 50-acre property. Next is Diane M. Siegert. Diane's positive energy makes her an integral part of Waterville Valley. We're seeing some of that positive energy right now. Part of the Waterville Valley adaptive sports community. She is deeply committed to improving the lives of everyone through empowering people with disabilities. Diane has personally pursued educational opportunities involving skiing, cycling, DEI, and adaptive sports, which set her apart.
Sarah Talley. Sarah's commitment to cover, home repair, and store goes beyond her scheduled shifts. She is diligent in getting donated items priced, organized, and out onto the sales floor as quickly as possible, maximizing the potential for sales that generate crucial funding for this program. Her efforts directly translate into dollars that support families in need of safe, warm, and secure housing. Charles Thibodeau. Chuck has been a volunteer with Dismas Home of New Hampshire, a transitional housing organization for women, since 2021. He has supported the organization by making personal donations, raising funds for events, introducing his network of friends and colleagues to the organization, and by providing his time for major projects.
Doing good work, right? Next is Michelle M. Tremblay. Michelle's passion for conservation of New Hampshire river resources, watersheds, and related natural resources shines through her 20-year tenure as the president of the New Hampshire Rivers Council. She uses her voice to educate and inform elected officials and the public on critical issues facing New Hampshire's environment. And now time for our outstanding winner in the adult category, Angela Lamoth. Angela volunteers with the Spark Hope Scar Revision Project, offering repeated sessions of laser scar revision for those living with self-injury or violence-induced scars. She also works with tenderness, professionalism, and unwavering commitment. Her volunteer activities include carefully assessing scars, creating treatment plans, and providing ongoing follow-up care, all without charge. Beyond the procedures themselves, Angela offers something rarer, a safe, non-judgmental space focused on professionalism that dismantles stigma and allows participants to reclaim their sense of self. Her support has been instrumental in how the organization delivers care and ensures that they are able to continue their services. Let's hear more about her impact.
I felt I should nominate Angela because I think she represents New Hampshire beautifully. She's an incredibly dynamic person, and in terms of the work that we do, she was one of the first providers to jump in and understand our mission, and she has served about 10 of our participants, and that's doing free pro bono work of scar revision for folks who are struggling with self-injury or violence-induced scars.
After learning about what Spark Hope Project was and their initiatives that they were trying to achieve, being a laser specialist myself, it was extremely humbling to be asked to be part of this initiative where I could go above and beyond for these young patients. The biggest reward is seeing these patients come in month after month with hope that their self-image has been restored. I'm able to address their scars and make them feel more confident where they're wearing short sleeves or they're exposing the areas that they've been traumatized in.
One of the first participants we sent to Angela had some of the hardest scars that we've ever encountered. And Angela had met with that person. We had said 4 to 6 treatments, and she was upward of 10 because she believed that she could keep helping this young woman. And she also, in a moment of kindness, knew that this young woman was going to prom. So she went down the road to a tanning salon and convinced them to give her a spray tan, which covered the remaining scars and allowed that kid to go to prom, not having to think about self-injury.
It's rewarding in itself to be able to help people that feel helpless and to see their confidence grow visit after visit. And not only that, building a relationship, the provider-patient relationship has been really important. And these people are calling me and sending me, letters and giving me hugs when they leave the office. And that in itself has been pretty incredible.
This is actually what we need, is people to be willing to collaborate, to work with other folks, to take something that could be siloed over here and connect it to mental health treatment. I mean, these are two things that have never been connected. And Angela jumped in, didn't question. She really understood the mission, and she's all in. She's game, and together we're gonna change a lot of people's lives.
Lamont.
We do want to move on to the youth and young adult category. And this category features volunteers ages 22 years and younger, all of whom represent a bright future for the state of New Hampshire. First up, Persephone Clark. Described as an absolute rock star, Persephone has been involved with the New Hampshire Teen Institute since 2019, when she first attended their Leaders in Prevention program. Already voted as their Volunteer of the Year, she is one of the most vital staff to the program, always on top of her duties and always recruiting new participants.
All right, next up tonight is Isabel Dwyer. Isabel loves to volunteer. After sitting out her cheerleading season due to concussions, she launched Stop the Collision Concussion Awareness. Through her work, she has educated young athletes on the signs, symptoms, and long-term impact of brain injuries at the local, state, and national level as well. Next is Jonathan Gaffney. Already an integral part of the team, Jonathan volunteers at the Upper Room Food Pantry in Derry. Helpful in all aspects of his service, he sets tables, carries heavy packages of food, helps clients with their bags, and of course, makes sure the donated toys all work. Jonathan also has now earned the distinction of being the resident box opener for the pantry.
Gotta make sure the toys work. Juliana Gaffney. Juliana has been volunteering in various capacities at the Upper Room Food Pantry for 5 years. Perhaps the best part of her service is the wonderful way that she has of making each client feel welcome. The kindness she shows leaves a lasting impression on everyone that she meets. Molly Kerrigan, as a volunteer at her local library, Molly regularly engages with young patrons, reading, talking openly about mental health, and offering a safe space for connection and support. Through this initiative, she successfully led the effort to have May 1st, 2025, officially proclaimed as Teen Minds Matter Day, a statewide recognition that encourages education, awareness, and open dialogue about teen mental health.
Next is Giovanni Padmaraju. Since joining Catholic Medical Center in Manchester, Giovanni has been a devoted and compassionate volunteer in her primary role with the Compassionate Patient Care Cart. From her very first day, she has sought ways to brighten the lives of patients, consistently approaching her work with professionalism, pride, and a heartfelt sense of purpose. Next is Cameron Philbrick. Cameron, along with her mother, has spent many hours of volunteer work through the National Charity League, serving at the Bedford Food Pantry, Families in Transition, Caregivers, the American Red Cross, and Special Olympics New Hampshire, just to name a few.
Veronica Sokol. Over the past 18 months, Veronica has dedicated herself to multiple volunteer efforts centered on protecting the environment, educating others, and encouraging small changes that lead to a big impact through the Defenders of Wildlife program. In all of her service, she leads with quiet strength, humility, and unwavering kindness. Catherine Thorner. Catherine is a member of the Girl Scouts of the Green and White Mountains, where she earned the prestigious Girl Scout Gold Award. This award was given to her for her unique work helping students with their mental health by teaching them the art of crochet while also having them create clothing items for the school's charitable clothing closet.
And now time to announce our outstanding winner in the Youth Young Adult category. Elijah George. As the founder of the B3 Youth Clinic, a program aimed at building confidence and passion for basketball among youth in Portsmouth, Eli has played a pivotal role in making B3 a safe, encouraging, and inspiring environment. His dedication and leadership ensure that every player, regardless of skill level, can improve, set goals, and dream big. Through his efforts, B3 is not only building better athletes, but also nurturing confident, compassionate, and motivated community members. His work highlights how sports can be a powerful tool to shape lives and unite communities. Let's hear a little bit more about his service.
The B3 Youth Clinic is a fiscally sponsored organization run 100% by high school and college students. We work with youth in low-income neighborhoods through basketball programs and community support initiatives. And there's a variety of things we do, but mainly we use youth-to-youth mentorship to benefit the community. I founded this organization after I was the basketball coach for my local elementary school's 5th grade boys basketball team. I found a love for coaching, but I noticed that there was a gap in between kids that were fortunate enough to afford private coaching and private leagues and those that sadly could not because parents were working second or third jobs. And so I sought to close that gap. And through this organization, I believe I've done so.
So the biggest impact I've seen with B3 and Eli is right there in the Gosling community, right where they were able to rebuild that basketball court. The family connections, the mentorship that's happening organically with the coaches and the kids is unbelievable. And just, walking onto that basketball court and the kids come from everywhere, yell, Eli, Eli, Eli. Has been amazing to watch. I think that's been really the biggest impact is that relationships he's building with with the youth.
Eli was just a man of action. He wanted to make sure, like this program that he was building at one of the Portsmouth Housing Authority sites in Gosling had an updated basketball court because he had created a program there that was engaging the entire community, both for after-school kids, and he wanted to make sure that, they saw that, there was going to be an investment made not only in them, but in the future of, all of their friends there. And it's, it's not easy, pulling together a basketball course. Never a time when like he was discouraged, just kept moving forward because he wanted to make sure that the kids who were investing a lot of their time saw that like the community was investing in them. And I think that anybody that saw Eli's infectious enthusiasm for this felt better and wanted to help them. And I think that's a lesson to everyone. New Hampshire's lucky to have folks like Eli, and that I think it's just a lesson to anybody that feels overwhelmed, that the best way to feel like you're making a difference is to go make a difference. And Eli didn't let anything stop him from doing that. And, you know, that's an inspiration to us all.
To Eli George.
All right, now for the group category, which recognizes 2 to 10 individuals who volunteer together regularly. Community Care of Lyme's Board of Directors. Over the last year, the board members of Community Care of Lyme have really stepped up in a time of substantial change. Each brings with them their own unique skills and experience. Without the dedication of the board, the organization would not be able to offer projects that uplift their mission of supporting community resilience. Community Hospice House Gardeners. The Community Hospice House Gardeners are a team made up of volunteers with all levels of experience, but they all share the common goal of creating a peaceful sanctuary for those facing some of life's most difficult moments. Together, this group has contributed over 1,000 hours annually to planting, tending, weeding, and pruning to develop gardens that enhance a sense of comfort and solace.
All right, next is Girl Scout Troop 60162 Bronze Award Team. These Girl Scouts are no strangers to volunteering in Amherst. 4 of the troop members, supported by their 2 leaders, went above and beyond this past year to earn the Girl Scout Bronze Award. They researched and worked to document the history of Revolutionary War patriots buried in the town of Amherst, ensuring that the history of their town is preserved for generations to come. Next up tonight, the Gravity Grinders. Chris, Jay, and Dan run the Gravity Grinders of the New Boston Bike Alliance, introducing the young people to the joy of cycling in the woods. Recognizing a need in their community, they created a summer clinic for budding mountain bike enthusiasts, teaching safety, skills, and of course, fun too. Throughout the year, this group also maintains and builds trails, enhancing outdoor recreation for all to enjoy.
Hampstead Central School foster grandparents, these 5 dedicated volunteers, each known as Grammy, serve as foster grandparents at Hampstead Central School. They provide academic, emotional, and social support to the students, along with much needed assistance to the teachers. Collectively volunteering more than 3,000 hours for the last school year, this team supported 94 students with their loving presence. Next up, James Cassidy, Nathan Lano, hey, and Joseph Nude. These 3 guys know how to get things done. James, Nathan, and Joseph have only been volunteering since this past April at the Farm and Guard crew of the Southeast Land Trust, but they have accomplished so much in that time. Their ability to work quickly and enthusiastically, launching the farming and gardening season early, shortening the anticipated duration and difficulty of several projects, allowing more to get done than anyone thought possible this year.
All right, everyone. So it's so great that I'm in first on Concord Media, and I'm so great that the WMUR guys are here in the show today. And I'd like a special thanks to everyone who joins in the WMUR and the Concord Media, and that makes my night perfect.
If we can get everybody to do that for us, we'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right, next is Jamie and Lynn Lowery. Jamie and Lynn make up the data group at Listen Community Services. Since 2023, the mother-son team has meticulously entered data that is vital to managing resources and meeting the needs of clients. While often a behind-the-scenes task, their dedication and proficiency in this area is profoundly impactful and truly outstanding. Glad they're being recognized tonight. All right, next up tonight, Matthew and Maureen Fitzpatrick. Matt and Maureen have dedicated their retirement years to the service of others. They are responsible for the supply chain activity of the New Hampshire Food Bank to serve Christ the King Food Pantry. These two alone procure and deliver food supplies, which enable the food pantry volunteers to provide nutritious food to approximately 55 low-income families from the greater Concord area per week.
NAMI New Hampshire Co-occurring Family Support Group. 2 years ago, Pam Banks and Barb Brunel agreed to be the first NAMI New Hampshire family support leaders of a group for loved ones of adults with co-occurring diagnoses of a mental health condition and substance use disorder. Since then, they have facilitated this group, providing a safe place of understanding, encouragement, and hope for the 311 people that have attended the meeting since this started. Plastow AARP Tax Aid Site Team. In 2025, the Plastow AARP Tax Aid Site Team filed 275 federal and 101 state returns, all for free. These 8 individuals, who are all certified by the IRS, go above and beyond, ensuring that each client's return is accurate and completed on the same day. They generated over $300,000 in refunds for their clients this year alone.
Can be taxing work, right? Next is Team Bucky and Nutmeg. It's the miniature horse team of Bucky and Nutmeg who visit, but they couldn't do without their fabulous humans, Cap Seidel and Jane Hoover. As animal therapy teams, they visit hospice patients all over southern New Hampshire. The horses bring their own unique personalities, and their people set them up to be successful. These 4 not only make patients happy, but bring joy to hardworking staff wherever they are needed. Very sweet. Next, Yoga Caps Falls Prevention Group. The group of 9 volunteers supports the RX Relax Yoga Falls Prevention Program. This free weekly chair yoga class aims to reduce the risk of falls for older adults in southern New Hampshire with proven success. The team works on all aspects of programming, from screening and administrative support to class demonstrations. They arrive early and stay late, ensuring that everybody feels welcome.
And finally, we want to announce our outstanding winner in the group category, the Zimbor family. The Zimbor family, John, Catherine, Katie, Andrea, and Rebecca, are a crucial part of the New Hampshire Farm Museum in rural Milton, and their contributions add to its overwhelming success. For over 10 years, the family has taken on an increasing number of roles and responsibilities, which has seen them grow alongside the museum. Whether helping with field trips, providing the key component of animal care at a working farm, offering tours, or driving a tractor, they are always consistent with their enthusiasm, a willingness to learn and share, and are really fun to be with. The New Hampshire Farm Museum is fortunate to have this family who is willing to create a caring, interactive environment for their animals, programs, and visitors. And let's hear more about their impact.
The Farm Museum is a 501c3 nonprofit. And our mission is to keep New Hampshire's rich rural agricultural history alive. Through that, we have a lot of farm programs that demonstrate skills such as cooking, farming, preserving, traditions, customs, songs. I rely on the Zimbor family in particular to help with the animal care. And they do that from the time the chicks are hatched right through the time we have to transfer them in the wintertime into the numerous barns and pens that we have. And that is that's a lot of commitment. It's a very big commitment, and they are very reliable and fun to be with.
Years ago, when the girls were first born, my parents were heavily involved in the farm museum, and we liked being outside and being with other people. So we decided to start coming here, and eventually we were here a lot of times. We really just enjoyed what the farm museum was all about. Being volunteers here has been very special for us. We've grown closer together as a family with everything that we've done here. We've enjoyed watching hundreds and hundreds of people come through here, the smiles on their faces, the school groups when I talk to the kids and the teachers, and they just have nothing but good things to say when they come here. So it's really special that we're making an impact on all the people that have come to the farm museum.
So I think that the Zimbor family, is integral to the farm museum, and they're the kind of volunteers that you want all nonprofits to have. In today's economy, when we really have to stretch our dollars and money is not coming in as we would like, we rely more and more, increasingly more and more, on having reliable volunteers, friendly volunteers, and they're fun to be with. No one can do children's chores and games like Andrea. No one can make butter and line up school groups like Rebecca. No one can do animal care as well as Katie can. Kathy's there for the bigger events, the weekend events. Her husband John takes care of our fleet of tractors and small engines and so on.
Zimbor family. Love it when a family works together here, even for the photo. All right. Moving on now to our final category of the evening, the Volunteer Champion category. This category recognizes nonprofits, nonprofit programs, and businesses for their excellent use and promotion of volunteerism. First up, AARP Tax Aid New Hampshire. AARP Tax Aid NH produces free tax returns and e-files at no cost for any New Hampshire taxpayer. In 2025, there were 2 to 15 volunteers at each of the 42 sites across the Granite State. In all, they prepared returns for nearly 11,000 households while obtaining over $11 million in refunds for their clients. Wow. Next is Advantage Truck Group. Advantage Truck Group, with Kevin Holmes at the helm, has put community service at the forefront. Each year, all 131 New Hampshire employees are provided at least 8 hours of PTO to volunteer at a nonprofit of their choice. Additionally, their Holland for Hunger initiative has provided over 98,000 meals to residents of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Vermont.
American Red Cross of Northern New England, the strength of the Red Cross shines through its volunteers. In 2025, volunteers responded to 250 disaster cases, coordinated 2,200 blood drives, installed 700 smoke alarms, and trained nearly 15,000 people in life-saving skills. Their dedication empowers everyone that they meet to turn personal trials into acts of hope for others. The Black Heritage Trail of New Hampshire. The Black Heritage Trail of New Hampshire shares the stories of African American history and culture across the state through tours, school programs, and community events. Whether they're leading tours, setting up chairs for a lecture, or planting flowers in the backyard garden, these volunteers embody the spirit of service and ensure that Black history is not only remembered, but also celebrated and shared with future generations.
Oh, wow, this hits close to home here. Capitol Center for the Arts. While the Capitol Center for the Arts volunteers serve primarily as essential volunteer ushers, their contribution extends far beyond opening night curtains. They collectively contribute thousands of hours annually, making it possible for the CCA to present 200 shows and events, including this one, to upwards of 60,000 patrons. Next, the Cradle Crew and Facade Fanatics. Seeking to support the New Hampshire Boat Museum, the Cradle Crew and Facade Fanatics is a large group of volunteers that meets weekly to prepare structures used to create displays for the museum's collections of boats and artifacts. The camaraderie of this group is wonderful, and their love for the project is infectious, which is why the program has expanded to 26 members.
Meals on Wheels of Hillsborough County, a program of 388 volunteers strong. The Meals on Wheels of Hillsborough County delivered an astonishing 308,375 meals to over 2,000 individuals over the past year. Wow. More than a warm meal, the volunteers provide companionship, safety checks, and a sense of community. And as one participant says, we are getting back more than we're giving. National Charity League Southern New Hampshire Chapter. The National Charity League is a mother-daughter volunteer organization built on philanthropy, leadership, and culture. Since 2014, the Southern New Hampshire chapter has provided opportunities to support road races, blood drives, sword donations, and more. With 2,600 volunteer hours over the past year, this organization helps cement the spirit of service within families.
Next is New Hampshire Peace Action, New Hampshire Peacekeeper Project. The New Hampshire Peacekeeper Project keeps a roster of over 100 active volunteers that serve as marshals and de-escalators for public events around the state. These participants, who range from young to old, have helped keep the peace at 38 events from Keene to Portsmouth, providing a calm, nonviolent presence and a sense of security to all. Congratulations to the Powerful Kids Experience. The Powerful Kids Experience has made volunteerism a central part of its mission. Over the past year, around 50 community members, including parents, kids, and staff, have participated in volunteer work like clothing and school supply drives and food distribution as well. Through service, children gain hands-on experience that develops them into the next generation of leaders.
Someone's making a return trip up here. SCARE, the Secondhand Costume Annual Redistribution Effort, or SCARE, is a grassroots nonprofit with a mission to ensure that no child misses out on the fun of Halloween due to financial barriers. Their volunteers collect and sort costume donations and organize distribution events throughout the state. Due to the hard work of their volunteers, SCARE provides over 1,300 costumes to New Hampshire kids and that is something to scream about. So if anyone has any costumes, that's the guy to give it to. SNHU Global Days of Service. Celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, Southern New Hampshire University's Global Days of Service is an initiative that brings alumni, students, faculty, and staff across the globe to serve their communities. In 2025, volunteers contributed thousands of hours at 31 projects across the state, including the New Hampshire Food Bank, 21st Century After-School programs, and Meals on Wheels.
Brought some support tonight. Oh, I love this group here. The Southern New Hampshire Ukulele Group. They sound great, right? Well known throughout the Seacoast for bringing smiles wherever they go, the Southern New Hampshire Ukulele Group has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Ukulele Kids Club. This nonprofit provides instruments, lessons, and music therapy to hospitalized children, helping them find comfort during a difficult time. Next up tonight, UNH Extension Education Center volunteers. When you have a question about your garden, the UNH Extension Education Center volunteers have the answer. Supporting the trusted Yard and Garden Info line, these 40 participants resolve about 3,000 questions each year, helping to promote environmentally sound practices with a friendly and knowledgeable demeanor.
Waterville Valley Adaptive Sports. The Waterville Valley Adaptive Sports volunteer team goes above and beyond to promote access to life sports for people of all abilities within the region. What has traditionally been a ski destination program is now expanding to cycling and kayaking and other community events. The volunteers are at the core of the success of this program, giving not only their time, but their hearts and their passion to their athletes. And now we want to announce the outstanding winner in the volunteer champion category, and it goes to Gather Community Food Center. Founded in 1816 in Portsmouth, Gather is the largest direct service anti-hunger organization in New Hampshire. Last year, they served 125,000 people, representing 119 New Hampshire and southern Maine towns, distributing 1.7 million pounds of food at no cost to the recipients. Gather has transformed from a small pantry distributing pre-made food packages into a larger organization that offers multiple food access initiatives, leading food recovery efforts and hosting food-focused education and community events. No matter the activity, every Gather volunteer contributes to a seamless, community-driven network that transforms rescued food into nourishment and opportunity for those who need it most. Let's hear more about Gather.
Gather's mission is to offer innovative programs that build food security in welcoming and dignified ways. So there's a couple of components to that. We offer a variety of programs that both what we call serve the line, which is basically meeting the immediate hunger need in the community through distributions of groceries and prepared meals. And we do things that where we try and help shorten that line. So we're working towards programming where we are teaching culinary skills, doing some culinary workforce training, having cooking classes and gardening classes in our new space, and offering additional wraparound supports. Gather's volunteers are absolutely amazing. We work with somewhere between 40 and 50 volunteers every day to run our programs. They could be people who come in and help us set up the pantry in the morning or register people or bring them through that. They could be in the warehouse. They could be preparing meals. We make about 110,000 meals a year that we send out, all prepared healthy meals. We have a lot of people who like to volunteer in our cooking program, at our mobile markets, in our cafe at Great Bay Community College. So they are the lifeblood of Gather.
I just love cooking and I love preparing food for people. I also work at the pantry where our members come in and pick up their food items. And I can just tell you, it is so rewarding to see people come in and leave with a smile on their face, knowing that they're going to have food to put on the table that night because of what Gather is doing. And it's just, it really is a rewarding moment just to be able to reflect on that reality that we're really helping people on a daily basis to put food on the table and feed their families.
We've been around over 200 years, and this is a special time in Gather's history. We're moving into a new space, we're expanding all of our programming, and we really want to celebrate the people that make that happen, our volunteers. We have volunteers from every part of the community. Some of our volunteers have been members before, and they come back and share with us how we've helped them in their lives and how they want to give back to others. It feels like it's by the community, for the community. So we have people all across all walks of life that are helping each other, and that's what feels really special about Gather.
Outstanding volunteer champion, Gather Community Food Center. Hey, we want to say thank you to everybody. We're not quite wrapping up yet, but we're going to be walking off stage. Thank you so much for volunteering, doing everything you do. We go on New Hampshire Chronicle. We meet volunteers all the time, doing a lot of the work that just makes these places operate. So thank you very much.
Well, now I will return for one of our first big announcements of the night. I want to take a moment first to thank all of the dedicated volunteers and volunteer programs who recognize that volunteerism is a powerful tool to strengthen our communities. It's an honor to be with all of you. And now, before we move on, we also need to recognize the volunteers who helped make tonight possible. First off, thank you, Sean and Aaron, for emceeing the awards. Your dynamic presence helped make tonight a lot of fun. And thank you to Aaron Dupuy, as well as the rest of the Spirit of New Hampshire Awards Planning Committee, our Nomination Review Committee, and all of the volunteers who put in so many hours to create such an exciting and meaningful event. Thank you to the members of the Volunteer New Hampshire Board of Directors for supporting us tonight, for stewarding service in New Hampshire every day. And thank you again to our sponsors who helped make tonight happen through their generous financial support, and to the Capitol Center for the Arts for hosting such a fantastic venue. And lastly, I have some remarks from Governor Kelly Ayotte expressing her congratulations and gratitude for all of your accomplishments in service. And here from the Governor's office is the Director's Assistant of Citizen Services, also a Volunteer New Hampshire board member, Virginia Dry.
Thank you. Friends, it is a privilege to join you in celebrating the 2025 Spirit of New Hampshire Awards and the incredible volunteers who make our community stronger every single day. This event embodies what makes New Hampshire such a special place, a deep sense of responsibility to each other and the beliefs that service is part of who we are as Granite Staters. To our award recipients, congratulations. and thank you for your extraordinary work you do. I want to especially recognize some of the very special people who are being honored. In the senior category, Catherine Bigelow of the Sugar Hill Historical Museum has given her time and heart to preserving the stories that define her community. Through her leadership as a curator-director, she has ensured that the future generations understand the character and heritage of one of our most beautiful towns. In the adult category, Angela Lamoth and the Spark Hope Scar Revision Project reminds us of the power of compassion and second chances. Her work helping survivors of trauma and self-injury reclaim confidence is nothing short of life-changing. In the youth category, Elijah George of the B3 Youth Clinic shows what leadership looks like at any age. Bringing young people together through basketball to build skills, confidence, and lifelong friendship. Elijah, you are proof of one person's example can inspire a whole team. In the volunteer champion category, Gather Community Food Center has built one of the most effective hunger relief networks in New England. Their team does amazing work to ensure families can count on access to healthy meals year-round. It is an extraordinary operation driven by care, precision, and a deep sense of purpose. In the group category, the Zimbarg family and the New Hampshire Farm Museum are keeping agricultural heritage alive while engaging families and visitors on-hand learning that connects us to our roots. Your stewardship helps preserve the story of rural New Hampshire and what it means to work the land together. To all tonight's honorees and every volunteer across the Granite State, thank you. You are the reason New Hampshire remains the best state in the country to work, live, and raise a family. And before tonight is over, Volunteer New Hampshire will have the honor of announcing two very special recognitions, the 2025 People's Choice Award and the 2025 Spirit of New Hampshire Award. These two individuals truly emphasize what it means to serve with heart, humility, and purpose. Congratulations once again to tonight's winners, and thank you to Volunteer New Hampshire for everything you do to uplift and celebrate those who give so much and to others. Sincerely, Kelly A. Ayotte, Governor of New Hampshire.
Thank you, Virginia. We appreciate everything the governor's office does to support and encourage service and volunteerism in the Granite State. And now it's time to announce the People's Choice Award. Year after year, we're consistently impressed with the caliber of every single one of the groups, individuals, and organizations who receive a Spirit Award. They all truly embody Volunteer New Hampshire's mission of solving local challenges through volunteerism, which is why we open up a public vote for the People's Choice Award. The voting window closed at 7:30 this evening, and Volunteer New Hampshire's staff has since counted all of the votes and are about to share the results with me. Okay, so without further ado, the 2025 People's Choice Award goes to Mackenzie Murphy. Mackenzie is always looking for ways to give back to those in need. She volunteers with several nonprofit and town boards, educational committees. Come on over here, Mackenzie. Don't walk away just yet. I'm coming in that picture too. So come on over here. I'm reading this here just in case you want to say something. This is your moment. The people chose you. That's fantastic. She volunteers with several nonprofit and town boards, educational committees, as well as with her local parish. and was even elected as the youngest member in history to serve on the Merrimack Town Council. Through everything she does, Mackenzie wants others to know that they are seen, heard, and valued. So, thank you. You are the People's Choice winner for the evening. Would you like to say anything?
I can just say I'm completely just blown away. I was not expecting this at all. Truly, I love to serve our state. I love to serve my town, and I was actually adopted at a young age, and so I feel like with everything that I've had the opportunity to experience and every opportunity that I've had, I always want to give back to those less fortunate and those that to be able to provide others the same experience as myself. So just thank you so much to the Board of Volunteer New Hampshire, their staff, their leadership, and to everyone here who did vote. So thank you so much.
Each and every one of you provides an outstanding example of what the spirit of service can achieve in our communities. Thank you all for all that you do. Now I'm going to turn things over to Guy Eaton, co-chair of the Volunteer New Hampshire Board of Directors, and he's going to have the pleasure of announcing the highest honor of the night, the Spirit of New Hampshire Award.
Thank you, Gretchen. Yes, I get the privilege of recognizing the special award of the evening, the Spirit of New Hampshire Award. This top award honors an individual or group which, in the opinion of the nomination review panel, best exemplifies the spirit of service in New Hampshire. While it's gone through some changes over the past few years, the Spirit of New Hampshire Award has traditionally been a surprise. Our awardee tonight does not know they're about to receive it. But here we go. When our awardee was about 10 years old, she organized a girls' spy club, putting together bylaws, a dues structure, the New Hampshire way, and other governance documents. Someone like that always is destined to lead statewide nonprofits in her volunteer capacity. This person has been president of the board for the New Hampshire Rivers Council for over 20 years. She leads a subtle yet relentless drive to strengthen the organization's leadership and membership by providing opportunities for new members to turn their volunteer commitment and skills into meaningful, quantifiable, and rewarding outcomes. She never pauses her efforts to educate and inform the public and decision makers about the benefit and value of New Hampshire's rivers, watersheds, and related natural resources. She is a consistent voice of reason while advocating for policies and funding that conserve river resources and improve their management. Everyone that has had the honor of working with this awardee knows that she means business, values your time, and never, ever underestimates the power of volunteerism. She cringes when someone says, quote, "We're going to use volunteers to accomplish this or that, or collect data, etc., unquote. She has corrected many people when they utter that phrase. Instead, she says, you partner with volunteers and empower them to do great things. This evening, that person to receive this year's Spirit of New Hampshire Award is Michelle Tremblay. While Michelle did not know she was receiving this award, we did reach out to her nominator and those who know her best to learn more about her service. Let's hear from them.
So Michelle has made many impacts within our organization and the community in general. She's taken the New Hampshire Rivers Council and brought it to a new level never seen before. She's recruited a diverse board of directors and managed and grown the organization's membership, all while doing this as an unpaid president. Rivers are not always well known in New Hampshire compared to lakes. Michelle's been able to bring the needs and importance of rivers to the statewide level so that funding and resources can be allocated to their protection. She continues to do this every day and with all the interactions she has on her multiple volunteer basis.
Michelle's dedication to restoring a rare native trout habitat in the McQuestion Brook watershed has just been outstanding. What really charged her to take this on so personally was during a watershed-wide trash cleanup in the McQuestion Brook watershed nearly 10 years ago. And an 8-year-old girl brought her an otherwise healthy-looking adult native brook trout that had died trapped in a concrete obsolete dam on McQuestion Brook. And we were taking a team photo with all the volunteers that had gathered to get to collect trash that day. And Michelle was standing beside me for the team photo, and she whispered to me, she said, "This dead trout, this is not going to happen again on my watch. We have to do something about this." And I think from that day going forward, this was a mission for her and for her organization to fully restore McQuestion Brook in this urban landscape and have healthy eastern brook trout thriving once again. 4 dams have been removed. 3 culverts have been upgraded. Native trout have restored fish passage up through McQuestion Brook for the first time in nearly a century. You can look on Google Earth and see the changes to McQuestion Brook from a stagnant pond that had toxic algal blooms to a free-flowing stream and a restored wetland habitat. It's because of Michelle's leadership and reliability and reputation that not only New Hampshire DES, but New Hampshire Fish and Game, the United States Environmental Protection Agency, other state and municipal organizations, nonprofits come to the table, because we all know not only is our professional time and resources going to be respected and used wisely, but our volunteer time is going to be respected, and it is going to be put to the best use to get the best environmental outcomes. When you partner with Michelle, it's going to be a winning proposition. You're going to see something good come out of the end. And working with her is just a joy. And I look forward to partnering in the future to continue to accomplish great things in the McQuestion Brook watershed.
How you doing, kiddo? Come right over here. Come right over here. Well done. Now it's your turn. Congratulations, Michelle, and thank you again for your service. Is there anything you'd like to say this evening?
I'm really glad I got my teeth cleaned today.
Come right over here. Come right over here.
I did not expect this, nor do I think I deserve it listening to everyone here, but I want to say that this award is kind of transparent. You can't see everyone that's standing around me, in front of me, everyone that's been part of all of these efforts. That's the only way that it gets done. And it's funny to hear about respecting volunteer time, because I like to say that we're not going to reward the tardy and penalize the punctual. So the trains have to run on time when we're doing this work together. I like to think that everyone is able to come together and walk away from whether it's a meeting or a cleanup or restoration work and feel like they can look behind them and say, I did that. Not Michelle did that, I did that. And I hope that's how everyone really feels about the work that we do together, because our environment doesn't have a voice. They're all the voices for it. So I am incredibly grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, Michelle. Gretchen, I'm going to have you come back and do your thing.
Oh, gosh. What a wonderful evening. On behalf of Volunteer New Hampshire and everyone involved in the event, I'd like to offer you my sincerest thanks and congratulations to all of tonight's award recipients. We hope your friends and family were here and watching at home, and that they all had fun with the voting process for the People's Choice Award. Finally, thank you again to ConcordTV for live streaming this event. You can find the recording of this evening's activities on the Volunteer New Hampshire website soon. And please, as you exit, feel free to stay for a bit, take some pictures downstairs, and enjoy a dessert before you head home. Once again, we're honored and so thankful to have you here with us tonight. Have a great night.